The charity gala. Beverly Hills. That's where everything changed. Marina's champagne glass nearly slipped from her fingers as their eyes met across the crowded ballroom. Alexandra, the woman every society page had linked to tech billionaires and movie stars, was staring at her with an intensity that made Marina's carefully constructed world tilt on its axis. Marina had been married to Richard for 12 years, lived in a mansion in Bel Air, played the perfect wife at every corporate function. She'd buried her truth so deep she'd almost forgotten it existed. Then Alexandra smiled, that devastating smile that would unravel everything. Marina thought she knew about herself and crossed the marble floor with deliberate grace. "Dance with me," Alexandra said, not asked. Marina took her hand, not knowing she'd just said yes to everything, to truth, to chaos, to desire she'd denied for decades, to a love that would scandalize their exclusive world and liberate her soul. Marina Whitmore's life was a masterpiece of perfection, or at least that's what the Bel Air Society pages said. At 38. She had everything: a sprawling estate with infinity pools overlooking Los Angeles, a successful venture capitalist husband, twin daughters at an elite private academy, and a calendar filled with charity galas and country club luncheons. She'd designed her life with the same precision she applied to the luxury interior design. Business she ran from her home office. What the society pages didn't know was that Marina felt like she was suffocating. "Another scotch, Mrs. Whitmore?" The bartender at the Beverly Hills Rice Hotel smiled professionally. Marina shook her head, her champagne untouched. She scanned the ballroom crystal chandeliers, designer gowns, the usual faces discussing their usual topics. Richard was across the room, networking with potential investors, barely noticing she existed. Their marriage had become a business arrangement years ago, comfortable and hollow. Then she saw her, Alexandra. Chun moved through the crowd like she owned not just the room, but the entire city. At 42, she was legendary in Los Angeles tech entrepreneur, venture capitalist, openly queer, and completely unapologetic about it. Her tailored black tuxedo probably cost more than some people's cars, and she wore it with the confidence of someone who'd never pretended to be anything but exactly who she was. Their eyes met. Marina's breath caught. Alexandra changed direction, walking straight toward her with purposeful strides. Marina's heart hammered against her ribs, a feeling she hadn't experienced in years. Maybe ever. "You look like you'd rather be anywhere but here," Alexandra said, her voice smooth as aged whiskey. "That obvious?" Marina tried to sound casual, failing completely. "Only to someone who feels the same way." Alexandra's dark eyes held hers with uncomfortable intensity. "I'm Alexandra. And you're Marina Whitmore. I've seen your design work. You're brilliant." "Thank you. I know who you are." Everyone in their circles knew Alexandra Chun, the woman who'd built a tech empire, who dated actresses and models, who lived exactly as she pleased in her Hollywood Hills compound. "Your reputation precedes you. I hope not all of it." Alexandra's smile turned mischievous. "Dance with me?" Marina should have said no. Should have made polite excuses. Should have returned to her husband's side and her perfectly constructed life. Instead, she said yes. Alexandra's hand was warm against the small of her back as they moved onto the dance floor. Marina felt hyper-aware of every point of contact, every breath. The way Alexandra smelled like sandalwood and something darker, more intoxicating. "Your husband doesn't dance?" Alexandra asked, though her tone suggested she already knew the answer. "Richard doesn't do many things." The words escaped before Marina could stop them. "And you? What do you do, Marina? Besides design beautiful spaces and pretend to enjoy parties like this?" Marina looked up, meeting those knowing eyes. I don't know anymore. That's the saddest thing I've heard all night." Alexandra pulled her slightly closer, breaking every rule of propriety. "Want to find out?" Marina's phone buzzed in her clutch. A text from Richard, leaving early for conference call. Driver will take you home. She looked at Alexandra, at this woman who represented everything Marina had denied herself. Everything she'd been taught was wrong, impossible, unacceptable in her world. Yes, Marina whispered. I want to find out. Alexandra's Hollywood Hills home was nothing like Marina expected, warm instead of ostentatious, filled with art and books, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the glittering city below. Drink? Alexandra poured wine without waiting for an answer. Handing Marina a glass of something red and expensive. Marina stood in the living room, her designer dress suddenly feeling like a costume. I shouldn't be here, but you are. Alexandra sat on the leather sofa, studying her. Why? I don't know. I've never... Marina's voice faltered. I've been married 12 years. I have children, a life, a reputation, and none of that answers my question. Alexandra's directness was both terrifying and thrilling. Why are you here, Marina? The truth broke through like water through a dam. Because I've been lying to myself for 20 years. Because I see women like you living authentically and I feel this ache I can't name. Because when you touched me tonight, I felt more alive than I have in a decade. The confession hung between them. Raw and dangerous. Alexandra set down her wine and stood, crossing to where Marina trembled by the window. I'm not going to seduce you. That's not what this is. Marina's confusion must have shown on her face. You're questioning everything right now, Alexandra continued gently. Your sexuality, your marriage, your entire life. That's not something to rush. But I will tell you this, I've been where you are. Maybe not exactly, but close enough. I came out at 30, lost half my friends and my entire family for 2 years. It was the hardest and best thing I ever did. I'm not brave like you. Bravery isn't the absence of fear, Marina. It's being terrified and choosing truth anyway. Alexandra reached out, tucking a strand of hair behind Marina's ear, a gesture so tender Marina's eyes filled with tears. I like you. I'm attracted to you. But more than that, I see you. The real you, hiding behind perfect makeup and perfect manners. And she's extraordinary. Marina's tears spilled over. I don't know how to do this. Start small. Come to coffee with me tomorrow. No pressure, no expectations. Just two people getting to know each other. Alexandra smiled. Well, one person who already knows herself and one person figuring it out. But that's okay too. Coffee, Marina repeated, like it was a foreign concept. At that little place in Santa Monica. The one that's not in our usual circles. Alexandra pulled out her phone. I'll text you the address. You can decide in the morning if you want to show up. Marina nodded, overwhelmed and strangely hopeful. As Alexandra's driver took her back to Bel Air. Marina stared at her phone. One text from Richard, don't wait up. And one from Alexandra, 10 a.m., corner of Ocean and Wilshire. No judgment, whatever you decide. Marina sat in her mansion's driveway for 20 minutes. Her perfect life suddenly feeling like a beautiful prison. At 9:55 a.m. the next morning, she found herself parking 3 blocks from the coffee shop. Hands shaking, heart racing. Alexandra was already there, sitting at an outdoor table in jeans and a simple white shirt, looking more relaxed than Marina had ever felt in her life. You came, Alexandra said softly. I came, Marina confirmed, sitting down across from her, and just like that, everything began to change. 3 months. That's how long Marina managed to maintain both worlds. She met Alexandra for coffee twice a week, then 3 times, then nearly every day. They talked about everything: art, business, dreams, fears. Alexandra never pushed, never demanded more than Marina could give. But the connection between them deepened with every conversation. Every accidental touch, every moment of shared laughter, Marina's marriage to Richard continued its hollow routine. He barely noticed her new morning appointments or her brighter disposition. Their daughters, Sophie and Emma, were 14 and consumed with their own teenage dramas. Marina floated through her old life while something new and terrifying bloomed inside her. "I told my therapist about you," Marina admitted one morning at their usual Santa Monica spot. Alexandra looked up from her coffee, surprised. "What did you say?" "That I think I'm in love with a woman. That I might be gay. Or bisexual. That I'm not sure what I am except desperately confused and incredibly scared." "And what did your therapist say?" Marina smiled wryly. "That sexuality is fluid. That I don't have to have all the answers right now. That what matters is being honest about what I feel." She paused. "I feel everything for you, Alex. Everything." Alexandra's hand found hers across the table. "I'm in love with you too. I have been since that night at the gala." The confession should have felt liberating. Instead, Marina felt panic rising in her chest. "I don't know how to leave him. The girls, our life, what everyone will say. Stop." Alexandra squeezed her hand. "You don't have to figure it all out today. But Marina, you can't keep living a lie. It's killing you. I can see it." That night, Marina came home to find Richard in his study. For the first time in years, she really looked at him, this man she'd married at 26, thinking it was what she was supposed to do. "We need to talk," Marina said. Richard glanced up from his laptop. "About?" "Us, our marriage. The truth." Something in her tone made him actually close the computer and look at her. "The truth?" Marina sat down, her hands trembling. "I'm not happy. I haven't been for years. Maybe ever. And I think you know that. Marina, all marriages have rough patches. I'm in love with someone else." The words came out stronger than she felt. "With a woman? I think I've always been attracted to women. I just never let myself acknowledge it." The silence stretched between them, heavy with implications. "Alexandra Chun," Richard said quietly, "I'm not blind. I've seen the society page photos of you two at various events lately." Marina's surprise must have shown. "I'm not angry," Richard continued, his voice measured. "Truth is, I've been having an affair with my assistant for 6 months. I thought you knew and didn't care." The absurdity hit them both simultaneously. Marina started laughing high, almost hysterical laughter. Richard joined in, and suddenly they were two strangers who'd been pretending for years. Finally admitting the charade. "We've been miserable," Marina said through her laughter tears. "Spectacular miserable," Richard agreed, "but very good at appearances. The girls will be fine. They're smart. They'd probably already know something's wrong." Richard stood, pacing. "We'll do this right. Mediation, not a war. We'll tell them together." "And Marina?" "Yes. I hope she makes you happy. You deserve to be happy." Marina drove to Alexandra's house that night, unannounced, still shaking from the conversation. Alexandra opened the door in pajamas, took one look at Marina's face, and pulled her inside. "I told him," Marina said. "We're getting divorced." Alexandra held her while she cried for the years lost, for the pain ahead, for the relief of finally choosing truth. The divorce took 8 months. Marina moved into a modern condo in Century City, smaller than her Bel Air mansion, but entirely hers. The girls split time between both parents and, as Richard predicted, handled it better than Marina feared. "Mom seems happier," Sophie told her one evening. "Like, actually happy? Not fake happy." The society pages had a field day. Whitmore marriage ends, Marina Whitmore's new life. Tech mogul Chun and designer Whitmore spotted. Marina learned to ignore them. Learned that other people's opinions mattered far less than her own peace. Alexandra was patient through all of it. giving Marina space to figure out who she was outside of being Richard's wife. They dated properly, dinners, gallery openings, weekend trips to Palm Springs. Marina discovered parts of herself she'd buried, her love of modern art, her sharp sense of humor, her capacity for passion. "I think I'm bisexual," Marina told Alexandra one evening on the balcony of her new condo, overlooking the LA skyline. "I loved Richard once, in my own way, but I was never in love with him. Not like this." "Like what?" Alexandra asked, wrapping her arms around Marina from behind. "Like I can't breathe when you're not around. Like my chest physically hurts from how much I feel. Like I finally understand what people mean when they talk about coming home to someone." Alexandra turned her around, cupping her face. "Move in with me." Marina's eyes widened. "Alex, I know it's fast. I know you're still figuring things out, but I love you. I love your daughters. I love the way you've rebuilt your entire life with such courage. And I want to build something real with you. No hiding, no pretending." Just as double quotes Marina thought about her old life, the perfect house, the perfect marriage, the perfect lie. Then she thought about this messy, complicated, real, terrifying, beautiful truth. "Yes," Marina said. "God, yes." They merged their lives slowly, carefully. Marina kept her business, growing it beyond just the society clients who'd once sustained her. Alexandra included Marina in her business decisions, respecting her insight. The girls spent weekends at the Hollywood Hills house, growing to love Alexandra's directness and warmth. 1 year after the divorce was finalized, Marina woke in Alexandra's arms, sunlight streaming through the bedroom windows. She studied the woman beside her, this incredible, patient, brave woman who'd helped her find herself. "What are you thinking?" Alexandra murmured, still half asleep. "That I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be." Marina kissed her softly. "That coming out at 38 was the scariest thing I've ever done. And the best. Any regrets?" Marina considered. "Only that I didn't do it sooner. But maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe we both needed to live other lives before we could build this one." Alexandra pulled her closer. "I'd wait 1,000 lifetimes to find you." They lay in comfortable silence. Two women who traveled such different paths to arrive at the same destination, home. Finally, in each other's arms. Later that morning, Marina posted a photo on Instagram for the first time, her and Alexandra laughing on their balcony, the city spread below them. The caption was simple: "Living my truth. Finally free." Hashtag love is love. The comments flooded in support, criticism, everything in between. Marina read a few, then put her phone away. Other people's opinions had controlled her life for too long. "Coffee?" Alexandra called from the kitchen. "Coming," Marina called back, smiling. She was finally, completely, beautifully home. Marina and Alexandra's story reminds us that it's never too late to live authentically. Whether you're questioning your sexuality at 20 or 40 or 60, whether you're lesbian, bisexual, or still figuring it out, your truth matters. Coming out isn't a single moment, but a journey of courage, self-discovery, and choosing love over fear. Marina found her truth in the luxury suburbs of Los Angeles. But your truth can be found anywhere, anytime. Your turn. Are you living your authentic truth? Or hiding parts of yourself to fit others' expectations? Have you struggled with coming out later in life or supporting someone who is? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to know that transformation is possible at any age. Follow for more stories about courage, identity, and the beautiful complexity of finding yourself and finding love.